Well, this latest story has me asking where the hell BBC Verify is, because the BBC have now been called out for spreading fake news and Mariana Spring is nowhere to be seen. In fact, the disinformation trail is missing like a fart in the wind on this one, but I guess that's impartial fact-checking at the BBC for ya.
And the point of the team, as you said, is to verify video, to fact-check, to counter disinformation, and to analyse really complex stories so we can get to the truth of what's going on. Why does this matter? Well, mistruths can cause really serious harm to society and to the people in them. And so we want to show you our workings and really help you understand how we get to the bottom of what's happening.
No, as I've said before, BBC Verify and Mariana Spring are there to call the truth lies when it shits on their narrative, agenda or worldview. Well, today in what won't shock any of you, we see the BBC has been forced to admit they misled the public when they called anti-ULEZ protesters far right. This they likely got from Sadiq Khan, who shortly before had blamed the ULEZ protests on the far right, as I covered at the time.
What I find unacceptable, though, is some of those who've got legitimate objections joining hands with some of those outside who are part of a far-right group who are... Let's call a spade a spade.
This is actually made even more likely when whistleblowers reported that the BBC was running its ULEZ coverage past Khan before it went out. So yeah, it don't look good, and if that's true, the BBC should be shut down right now. Actually, it's done enough to warrant that 10 times over, but that's just the cherry on the top, or maybe this one is here. I mean, we know it's the propaganda arm of the scumbags that be, but it's not meant to openly admit to being that, is it? It's meant to act impartial while brainwashing the sheep into utter stupidity, as we see in 2020.
What do you want? When do you want it?
Obviously, though, in this case, the BBC ran with the bullshit line from Sadiq Khan and got complaints from people who it actually seems forced an admittance of guilt by the BBC, but unfortunately it's not all good news as the damage is already done. Them saying that they are the far right is all they needed to do because they know the general sheep only pay attention to headline news and their retraction here won't be headline news or even seen by anyone, really. It's a sneaky tactic used constantly by the scum media who, like politicians, are pus-dripping septic monkeypox spots on the arse of humanity, if you ask me. Actually, that might be too nice. What do yous lot think?
Pandemic.
We're off!